This week, we'll be talking about the latest Star Wars news stories. Plus, we'll be analytically breaking down Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. All this and more taking place in the Resistance HQ.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this and not join them! Bring balance to the Force! Not leave it in darkness!
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace, justice, and the Old Republic.
I will not be the last Jedi. The Force will be with you. Always.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Hey there, Star Wars fans, and welcome to In the Resistance HQ podcast, a weekly family-friendly Star Wars podcast.
In today's episode, we're breaking down the week's latest Star Wars news stories, and today we are continuing our series where we do analytical breakdowns of every Star Wars movie with The Rise of Skywalker.
Before we start, I would just like to remind you guys to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to us on. It really helps us out. And check out our Instagram at In the Resistance HQ. Also, don't forget to visit my YouTube channel, Astromet Productions.
But first, let's get into the news of the week.
That's not how the Force works. Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
Many Bothans die to bring us this information.
Look, I can't hold forever. If you reach him, tell him Leia has an urgent message for him about his mother.
Good job.
Okay, so our first news story, I'm 100% going to butcher this name, so I apologize to this guy, is that Genndy Tartakovsky's 2003 Star Wars The Clone Wars and Others arriving on Disney+. This comes from IGN. Again, all news links will be down in the description. Disney has shared its slate of upcoming shows to Hulu and Disney+ in April, and one of the new additions is Genndy Tartakovsky's animated Clone Wars series. On April 2nd, Star Wars The Clone Wars Volume 1 and 2 will arrive on Disney+, along with Star Wars Ewoks Season 1 and 2, and Ewoks The Battle for Endor. And I think there's also another show, doesn't seem to be listed here, about Wookiees, like the loyal Wookiee or the faithful Wookiee.
See, I don't really know why this wasn't on Disney Plus in the first place.
I'm guessing it was to do with rights.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a lot that's not on Disney Plus simply because there may be just problems with it. Oh, so the other thing that's coming is the story of the faithful Wookiee. That's also going to be on there.
Faithful Wookiee.
Yeah. So those are all legends.
Sounds like a fairy tale.
Yeah. There's actually quite a lot of Boba Fett action in that because it's legends, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so I think the only reason they weren't on there before was due to like not marketing rights, because when they originally kind of shown, they might have been shown on a TV service, and it's just like complicated.
That's also why they cancelled the Clone Wars, because it was being released on
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network, which was like a rival to Disney.
Yeah. Because they then brought out Disney XD.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so looking forward to watching Tartakovsky.
I've never watched it before.
I've never watched it either, but it's supposed to be awesome.
I've watched some clips of it, like General Grievous and stuff.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to seeing General Grievous. But Joe, this is the series that has Obi-Wan Kenobi in Phase 1 clone armor with a Jedi cape riding on a speeder bike with a lance. I mean,
was he not in Phase 1 clone armor in the Clone Wars season 1 to 2?
No, he's in like the full armor, like the full suit with the helmet, like the whole like body thing, everything, plus a Jedi cape. Like, you may be cool, but you will never be Obi-Wan Kenobi riding on a speeder bike in Phase 1 clone armor with a Jedi cloak and a lance. Cool.
That's just too much.
That is
too much cool.
I know.
Even you couldn't be that cool.
Even Samuel L. Jackson, who is like the coolest dude ever, cannot be that cool. And like Samuel L. Jackson can make anything look cool. So, you know.
Only Dave Filoni is that cool.
I love Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson's the best.
Oh, he plays Coulson, doesn't he?
Samuel L. Jackson plays Coulson. No, Clark Gregg played.
Yeah, I know, I'm joking.
I was super concerned that you didn't know who Samuel L. Jackson was. I was like, if you seriously got to this age and you don't know who Samuel L.
Wait,
Jackson
who's it that
is,
plays Mace Windu? Is it Chloe Bennett?
I hate you. I actually hate you so much. Oh my god, you know full well Chloe Bennett doesn't play Mace Windu.
Yeah, I know.
Chloe Bennett should totally be in Star Wars.
Yeah,
That'd be so cool.
rolling around with Melinda May. I keep on forgetting her name, but yeah.
Ming-Na Wen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they ever did like an Old Republic thing, I think Chloe Bennett would make a really good Mandalorian. I could just see her in Mandalorian armor. You know. And I think they should just have the whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cast in Star Wars movies. To be honest, imagine Fitz in Star Wars. That'd be the cool.
That would it'd be like, who's the smart people in Star Wars?
He could just be like a mechanic or something. I don't know if he cares.
Yeah.
As long as Fitz is in Star Wars.
Because
Fitz
yeah.
is Fitz is the best. If you guys didn't already know, we love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Don't know if we made that obvious or not.
In every episode.
Yeah. I need to rewatch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it's been ages since I've watched it. By ages, I mean like 2 months since the last episode came out.
Oh, I remember when the last episode came out. I was so sad.
I was watching it. I was in French and I was watching it. And my French teacher told us to stop at like one of the most dramatic moments. And I was like crying. I was nearly crying. Because like I thought something had happened to this character. If you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know what I'm talking about. With the explosion and stuff. And I thought something had happened to this character. And I was crying because I thought this had happened and they weren't coming back. And then my French teacher was like, "Oh yeah, guys, bring it in." And I'm like, "What? No!" And then it took me it's like half an hour until I could go back to it. And then you and I were in a breakout room together, and I was like semi-crying.
Oh, I remember that. I
was
remember
literally
that.
semi-crying the whole time. Oh god! And then everything was alright, so I'm so happy. So happy. So if they don't bring the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cast back for the Nick Fury show or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever, then I'm gonna be so annoyed.
If they don't come back anywhere in Marvel, but aren't they? Where would they be in the actual timeline?
Well, yeah. Thing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm trying not to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it, but because they bring in timeline hopping, don't they?
Yeah.
So, they could very easily just timeline hop back to the main timeline.
No, but the thing is, they left the timeline when they changed it, and then but if they didn't change it, then the whole world would go boom and nothing could have happened. And then when they were in that timeline, there was no.
So let's not start discussing Marvel time travel.
Yeah, let's not.
Because Marvel nobody, I don't think even the Russo brothers get Marvel time travel, and they created it.
Mm.
So yeah, Marvel time travel is confusing. Why can't people just stick to Harry Potter time travel? Harry Potter time travel makes sense. I like.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
How does it
because
not make sense?
if you do something, then it always happens. But then if you just, then you have to. Then you don't do it, then it didn't. Then it happens.
But you never don't do it.
Yeah, but what if you just decide not to do it because you know it's going to happen?
But
like,
that's the whole
if
point.
they understood how time.
If you decide not to do it, then you never did it in the first place. So you could then never have known not to do it in the first place. So you then did it.
Yeah, but if Harry had known that if the person doing the Expecto Patronum was him in the time travel, then that already happened, then he would have been like, oh, that's happened, so what's the point of me actually going back in time?
Yeah, but Joe, he didn't.
Yeah, but what if he did?
But he didn't.
Yeah, but what if he did?
The whole point is that he
If
didn't.
they understood how time travel worked, then it doesn't make sense.
If he had known that it wasn't him, that it was him that went back, he probably would have gone back anyway because it always happened. But if he had known that it was him, then he wouldn't have gone back. Then it wouldn't have been him. So he couldn't have known that it was him. So we would have ended up going back anyway.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Get it?
Yeah.
I know you don't, but
I do get it.
It's I think.
Right, let's just move on. Let's just move on.
The Harry Potter one's just easy because it always happened, you know.
Yeah, basically. But I also like the time thing.
In some aspects,
timeline.
the Back to the Future time travel is the easiest to understand because it just changes the timeline. You've got no alternate timelines, no, oh, what if this? It just changes the timeline. No problems. Much easier to understand. So yeah, are you going to be watching 2003 Clone Wars when it comes out?
Definitely.
I'm so excited. I just want to see Grievous.
It's like season 7 Grievous. You know, when you see like a shot of him, he's just so cool. Like, when it's like the beginning, I don't think like. But
I
he's
love
just so
how
cool.
like Dave Filoni was just like such a perfectionist that he just redid like the entirety of Grievous just for like 1-2 second shot. Like that's the level of detail they went into.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I don't really know. There's also another character that I super want to see when I watch it, and that's the character Dirge. Now, the interesting thing about Dirge is that our second news story is that Dirge is returning to Star Wars canon. This comes from Den of Geek.
Dirge!
One of Star Wars' most revered villains from its pre-Disney days of prequel-era stories is poised for a comeback. Dirge, the fearsome bounty hunter best known from Genndy Tartakovsky's 2003 to 2005 Star Wars The Clone Wars microseries, is set to make his Disney canon debut in the pages of Marvel's Dr. Aphra 11. And with the upcoming arrival of Tartakovsky's non-canon Clone Wars series on Disney+, it's enough to make one speculate that bigger live-action plans might be in store for the character. So yeah, we're getting Dirge.
Wait, I don't even know who Dirge is.
Why did you gasp when I said his name then? How about I read
For the effects.
How about I read Dirge, the first paragraph of Dirge's?
No, I heard you. I understand who he is now. Bounty hunter, revered. You know.
I still want to. I want to read.
All right.
His,
All right. Go ahead.
Because I think even I didn't know this until I read this, and I think
We haven't watched the show though. That's why.
I think you need to hear this, Joe.
Alright.
Dirge was a male Jedi bounty hunter who was active in the galaxy for, so this is Legends, for almost 2,000 years. Able to survive several near-death situations due to his Jedi heritage and enhanced battle armor, he fought in several wars and collected a multitude of bounties. Over the centuries, Dirge acquired a deep distaste for Mandalorians and even killed their leader at one point. As a result of both personal tragedy and torture, he became increasingly mentally unstable. So essentially, that
sounds pretty cool.
So the Jedi, so they essentially had no form. So they had a head, and they had kind of these fang things, but they had to wear body armor because they had no. I literally looked this up like half an hour ago because they had no form. And so essentially, there's a scene in Star Wars: The Clone Wars where Dirge, his body armor gets destroyed or something, and essentially he has these like huge veins of like nerve systems or whatever, and essentially he turns into like this big kind of tentacle monster, and he just grabs all the clone troops and starts smashing them everywhere. It's gonna. I so hope we see him in Book, because that article that I was reading from is speculating that he might return in Book of Boba Fett, which would be awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna have to read about him.
Yeah, Dirge is super
in
cool.
the Book of Boba Fett.
I mean, you're gonna have to watch him in the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah. But yeah, Dirge is super awesome. He's good. When we come to see him in the Clone Wars, it's gonna be awesome. He's so cool. And really badass. I love Dirge. So yeah, Dirge is returning to Star Wars canon, which could hopefully be an indicator that we might see him again in
every single trilogy, because he's thousands of years old.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that does it for our news stories this week. So we're now going to move on to a section that I have been looking forward to doing for this episode for weeks. And that is Impression of the Week.
Missy called Jar Jar Binks. Missy, your humble servant.
Victorious!
Now let's leave your wife out of this. There is no need for such impropriety among these.
Now,
I know what's
the
coming
film
up.
we're doing today is The Rise of Skywalker. And Joe, do you know what character's in The Rise of Skywalker?
Well, we have Finn.
With Finn, yeah. I mean, he's pretty good, yeah.
We have Rose.
Yeah. There's also
Chewbacca.
Ben Solo, he's in it.
Ben Solo.
Rey Skywalker, she's in there.
Yeah.
But there's actually there's one character who I think we can both agree is the single best character in Star Wars.
Boba Fett.
Yes, obviously. But there's this one character who is undeniably the best.
Hey!
The best fighter in Star Wars. He's the best looking. He's the most skilled.
By far.
He's most intelligent. You know, on all of Star Wars, all 3 trilogies, all the TV shows, he's supreme. And that character
More supreme than Supreme
is
Leader.
Babu Freak.
Wait,
Hey!
Hey!
We
Wait.
have been waiting for weeks to do this.
I thought it was Babe Frick.
I'm so happy we get to do this. When you initially said Finn, I was like, is he being serious? I'm not sure. Yeah, we have Babu Frick. I'm so happy. Right, what?
I said Boba Fett because it's kind of similar. Boba Frick.
It is
Fett.
actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's not a coincidence. So
It's not coincidence.
So what Babu Frick? I think we've just got to start with the classic Babu Freak.
For quote of the week or impression.
This is impression of the week, mate.
Oh yeah.
Give me a best Babu. Not a hey. Give me a Babu quote.
If I'm being honest with you,
You don't know.
the hey is the only line I know.
You can do the raid go black. Black. He's not Gene Ocean, mate.
I can do Notion. I can't do the Babu.
Babu Frick's he's just so funny. He's got like 5 seconds of screen time, I swear. But he's just so funny. But no, to be honest, Babu Frick probably has more screen time than Rose does.
Was he in the trailer?
I have no idea. I really want to see Babu Frick in Lego, because that'd be so cool.
Well, it has a battery and it makes the noise.
So I think Babu Frick is he's just the best, you know. You can't be. I'm so annoyed that we haven't seen more love for Babu. Because
He doesn't get much fame.
He doesn't.
He doesn't get the fame he deserves.
Babu's like Yoda, but slightly weirder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's Babu. But if you think about it though, he's the stupidest character. He's essentially a little blue monkey who can't talk.
Who is for some reason sided with the resistance.
Yeah. But is also technically part of a spice smuggling corporation.
Wait, is he not even in the resistance?
Well, no, because he's part of the
he helps them.
No, well, yeah, because he's part of the Jimmy Spice Runners, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's part of Zoe Bliss's lot.
See, I haven't watched the movie many times.
I literally haven't watched the movie since January the 3rd last year. Because I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna watch. No, January the 4th. Sorry, I'm not gonna just check my ticket on my notice board. I know, right? Because I keep wanting to be like, okay, I want to watch The Rise of Skywalker again once I've watched all the other things before it. But I keep forgetting to get around to it. Like I'm finally doing it. I'm getting there. It's just slowly. Because like I'm not the kind of person who just sits down and watches a movie for like 3 hours of an evening.
Didn't you start like weeks ago when you're only on Revenge of the Sith?
I started the Phantom Menace. Would have been not the Monday just gone, but the Monday before that, so about 2 weeks ago. So it was Wednesday, not last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, sorry. And I'm only at the bit in Attack of the Clones where Obi-Wan's about to have his fight with Django on Camino. That's literally where I am.
No, but I saw on your story the bit at the end where they get married.
No, that's the bit where Anakin's sweet talking Padme.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't like sand, it's coarse, rough, irritating. and it gets everywhere. Not like here.
You sound like
everything's-
Donald Trump.
Mate, that's just my standard American accent. I'm so sorry to any Americans listening. I can't do an American accent. If I try to do an American accent, it always ends up sounding like Donald Trump. I could do it in a Welsh accent.
I don't even know what a Welsh accent is.
Anakin Skywalker, but Welsh. I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough, and irritating, and it gets everywhere. No, that kind of went to Scottish then.
No, but that was really accurate. I don't know what accent it was, but it was very good.
Yeah.
Just anywhere in the UK but England.
I won't do any more accents. I'm so sorry to the Welsh. I am a quarter Welsh, so that wasn't me trying to be disrespectful. The only time I'm disrespectful to the Welsh is in rugby.
I thought they weren't that bad.
Exactly.
Mhm.
They're quite good, so they beat England, which makes me very unhappy. Because I'm genius. So, yeah. I think we should probably, because we're kind of exhausted in Pressure of the Week. Not really much we can do at the moment.
Not really.
I don't know why.
Alright, so now it's
Now
quote of the week.
Yes, it's time for quote of the week.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Do or do not. There is no try. He is the chosen one. This is the way.
You are the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this and not join them!
The Force will be with you. Always.
So is this from Rise of Skywalker?
Yes. Have you noticed whenever we go to a new question, I always do it like really dramatically, like it's time for ba 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 ba. Like every time, I can't just go into it. I have to do the dramatic thing. It's really, and it's like whenever I listen to it back editing, I'm like, why the hell do I do that? But I do it every time.
You're just really quirky, Patrick.
I know. I'm hashtag quirky. Yeah. Hashtag quirks. I'm like Sheldon.
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna
Have you
pretend.
never
I
watched The
know.
Big Bang Theory?
No.
You haven't watched.
You've never watched The Office.
I have watched The Office, just not all of it.
How much have you watched?
I've watched up to season 3.
I've watched 18 seasons.
Oh yeah, because you've watched it twice, haven't you?
Yeah. In like 3 weeks. It's not even an exaggeration.
I know it's not though. Oh god. Joe. Joe. I think the fastest I've ever watched a sitcom. I watched How I Met Your Mother, which is
It's not a
like-
sitcom though.
How I Met Your Mother is a sitcom.
No, The Office.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
What is it then?
Funny.
It's a sitcom, Joe.
It's not a sitcom. It's not
It
like.
is.
No, it's not.
It-
It doesn't have laughing in the background. It doesn't. It's not a sitcom. It's not a sitcom.
It is. Joe.
Okay. Sure.
The thing that, yeah. So I watched How I Met Your Mother in 4 weeks.
How many episodes was that?
That was 9 seasons.
How many episodes in a season though?
About 24, I think.
Oh, okay.
And I watched Big Bang Theory, which 24 episodes as well, in 5 weeks, and that was 12 seasons. So, in fact, I can't bother to do the maths actually. Wait, How I Met Your Mother, that was 2.5 seasons per week, I think. And then I can't bother to do the maths. Okay. So
Patrick!
yes,
We're veering off. We still go to the week.
we are. We always do.
Well, why do we always talk about Big Bang
Because
Theory?
we have fun.
Because we are smart,
Yeah.
which
Because-
makes very much sense. It makes
Yeah.
big sense.
We are. Yeah. Because we call ourselves a Star Wars podcast, but we do a lot of kind of just general purpose.
Because there isn't much Star Wars stuff going on at the
I
moment.
know.
That's why, though.
We often do kind of general purpose pop culture stuff,
Yeah.
which is fun.
So recently we've started doing that.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. Makes it more interesting.
So I haven't watched Rise of Skywalker much. I don't know any quotes, so I'm relying on you for this.
I've got a list of quotes here.
Right.
Here's a nice one. Just we'll always be with you. No one's ever really gone. That's a Luke Skywalker one.
Mm.
There's confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi. That's quite a nice one. This one isn't one I'm considering for quote of the week. I just want to do my Palpatine voice. So, if you'll excuse me a second. Long have I waited, and now you're coming together is your undoing.
It sounds like a bad impression of
My Palpatine
Gollum.
impressions are beautiful.
Yeah. Yes. They are very beautiful.
Thank you.
I'll go with you on that one.
Yeah. Better than yours.
Well, I can do Snoke and Gollum. They have the same voice actor. So
Yeah. Yeah, because they're both Andy Serkis, aren't they?
yeah, they are.
Here's one of my favourite quotes. If I can find it. Today we make our last stand for the galaxy, for Leia, for everyone we've lost. That's a Poe quote. I quite like that.
They've
one.
made the last stand so many times in Star Wars.
Every movie is the last stand. That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, this was their last stand. For now.
In that timeline.
Don't even go there. Should we just go for today? We make our last stand for the galaxy, for Leia, for everyone we've lost. Because this.
Yeah. Wait. Who even said that though?
Poe. Yeah.
Yeah. Poe.
This
Yeah.
quotes that I've got isn't actually that good. I just can't bother to spend the next 5 minutes surfing the internet for good quotes. Because that's rather boring, to be honest. You know.
You'll be searching for it, and you'll be trying to find something to say in the meantime. And I'll just be like,
Yeah, that's what I always do whenever I have to
so
search
it's
for stuff. I just kind of I have to go ad lib while searching for stuff, and then I accidentally type stuff I'm saying. I do it all the time. It's really bad. Do you notice when I do that? When I
do.
Stuff yeah. Okay. I thought it was pretty obvious. Whoops. Oh god. So I guess we're going really quickly today. We're only kind of half an hour in. This is going to be a much shorter podcast than usual, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
There weren't many
There's
long
not much
news
going on at the
stories.
moment, you know.
Yeah.
Very few news stories. Didn't really find much of a question of the week and quote of the week. Yeah.
But we do have some more themes on the way, so stay in tune to our.
We have some very exciting things coming up. But yeah, there's just not much going on in the Star Wars universe at the moment. It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
Like there was. I remember there were a few weeks where there were like 4 news stories in a row. Yeah, we got like a week with 4 news stories. It was brilliant. And now we're struggling to find 2.
Well, I'm not struggling to find 2.
You're not finding any, Joe. So yeah. Hopefully stuff should pick up again soon. I think we're just kind of a bit of a lull at the moment. Once they've got all the shows and, you know, Marvel stuff coming out, etc., things should pick up, which is awesome. So it's now time. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do the silly voice again. Now time to move on to our main section for today, which is our analytical breakdown of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
You will be a Jedi. I promise.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic.
Show me again the power of the darkness.
The shroud of the dark side has fallen. Begun the Clone War, and I am the father.
And I
am the Jedi.
It's time to let old things die.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy us and not join them!
Okay.
Did you do your word for us?
Pardon?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
Right.
Yeah.
This better not be higher than Return of Revenge of the Sith or Return of the Jedi for that matter.
It's not gonna be. I will fight to my death to make sure it's not higher than Return of the Jedi. Don't get me wrong, I love the movie, but nothing beats Return of the Jedi.
Exactly.
You know, we've been talking for so long about how The Last Jedi is going to be really difficult because you hate it, etc., etc. But we actually found out last week that you hate The Rise of Skywalker more, which should be interesting.
Yeah. Definitely.
Is,
I just like the Rise of Skywalker more, if I'm being honest.
I was gonna say I can never remember where The Rise of Skywalker comes on my Star Wars rankings because like I always forget my Star Wars rankings. Like I know the first two, and I know like the last.
I know absolutely zero of them, so you know.
I know my first two Star Wars rankings, and I know the bottom two. I just can't remember anything in between. First category is cinematography and visuals. We felt like a break from
the only one that's whole given to being very high.
I'd say this one isn't quite as high as The Last Jedi. They were certainly very good, but I think they were slightly worse than The Last Jedi because The Last Jedi was like next level.
We're just technology is just evolving.
But I think there were certainly some shots from this that were absolutely stunning, like the bit where Palpatine does like the lightning and then executes all the ships. That was awesome. And the bit
also the sea.
Ren and Bay.
Ren
and Bay on the Death Star. Yeah, that was really nice.
Ren and Bay, yes.
Ren and Bay. And Pisana is very beautiful. I love Pisana. Just that kind of whole celebration thing.
Yeah.
I thought they were good. Maybe not the best. I think The Last Jedi is still the best, but I think they were really good. Maybe 4, 3.8.
4.
Oh wow. Okay. You went up.
Sorry, I know it's good. I know it's good. I know it's good.
This is one that's probably going to be slightly lower because you dislike it. Is plot. I think the plot was fine.
Given the context, how it's literally like it's just a big bad figure behind everything, and then they have to all get together and kill him.
The big bad figure that was all fine.
And then they just get all the ships out of nowhere.
As you said before, that all that suddenly having all those planet destroying weapons on all those ships is just a bit like seriously.
Mediocre idea, bad execution for me.
It's been done, you know.
Yes, exactly.
Had they not had the planet destroying weapons on the ships, just I know it's supposed to be more tension, but had they not had the planet destroying weapons, I think it would have brought more tension.
It's like, every single ship has planet destroying weapons. There's no way that they're gonna win. It's like the whole galaxy's gonna be destroyed.
On every single ship, you're just a bit like.
Okay. Like, oh, no one's going to care about this movie. Let's just make it so the whole galaxy's going to be destroyed.
It's just a bit like, could you not have? It raises the stakes so much that it lessens the stakes.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that's been done. We've done that.
Why do I care about this?
And I mean, they were always going to win. The Resistance were always going to win.
Mm-hmm. I
just think another planet destroyed. Just like we've done that.
It's just like, oh no, Rey and Ben on the floor. How are they ever going to win? No.
I think had they not had planet destroying weapons, it would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the problems with like the Rise of Skywalker is the Resistance had to win. It wasn't.
Yeah, there's no way they couldn't have
at the
won.
end of Revenge of the Sith, where the Resistance could lose, where the Jedi lost, and it wasn't like at the end of the Last Jedi where they had to they were reduced to 13 people. They had to win, and they had to win outright. Which just it harmed it, I think.
Yeah.
That's through no fault of JJ's. He couldn't really have the Sith win in the end, but that's just the way it was. I mean, I liked the plot. I thought it was good. I thought some bits of it were a bit like, like Pisana, another desert planet. Could you not have made it just something slightly different, like ice? I don't know.
Well, we have ice.
Yeah, but we've only seen kind of one ice planet really, apart from Auto Plutonia. But yeah, but JJ does love a desert planet though. Okay, you can't deny it. He loves the desert planet and he loves the forest planet.
Yeah.
There were certainly some bits that were really cool, like the bits where all the Resistance ships came. That was really cool. I think there were 2 scenes, and I think had they added them, the Rise of Skywalker would have been way better. Not that I didn't like it; I really enjoyed it. But I think just 2 scenes, that being in the novelization, where when all the ships come in, lads, oh, we're not alone, and then he comes out of hyperspace with all those ships. Yeah. In the novelization, they have everyone calling in, so it's like, red.
Well, they're gonna have like millions of ships calling in.
Well, no,
that's gonna last like an hour.
It was like there were like 10 ships. So they had so they went
10 ships.
10 of the ships called in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they focused on Wedge's Starfighter and Red One calling in. They focused on the Ghost. And whoever it was in the Ghost said Ghost calling in.
Was it not Hera?
It didn't say in the novelization.
Okay.
It just said Ghost calling in. It would have focused on the Firebolt, which is the ship from Star Wars Resistance, and Firebolt calling in. It would have focused on a TIE fighter with Shiv and Zay Versio, and had Inferno Squad calling in. So in the novelization, it had that. They just didn't show it in the movie. Had they showed it in the movie, it would have been so cool. And that would have been like an end game moment, where everyone's coming out the portals and you see everyone and everyone's like, oh yeah, we're here. I'm here now. Had they just done that, that would have been people standing up in the theatre applauding, but they didn't. I was just like, just do that one bit, and it would have been.
Well,
so
when
cool.
I saw
I mean, it wouldn't have been
Force Awakens for the first time, people were standing up and clapping.
It was kind of sad though, because when I went to see The Rise of Skywalker, I went to see it at 2 p.m. on a Friday. So there were like 15 people in the cinema because everyone was at work. Like had I gone to see it at 1 p.m. on Saturday, it would have been way different.
Yeah.
But for some reason I decided to go and see it then. No idea why. Yeah, I think they should had they added that scene, it would have been way cooler. And also had they had Force ghosts instead of
voices.
Or had the voices anyway, but had the Force ghosts there saying them.
See, also it has the Ahsoka voice hinting that she's died.
But also they could
So
they
timeline.
I mean, sure, all the not all those Jedi that Force called in became Force ghosts, but they could have done explained away that like Exegol was a nexus in the Force, therefore they could appear there like Qui-Gon appeared on Mortis, something like that.
Well, that wasn't Qui-Gon though. That was the brother. No,
that was Qui-Gon.
No, but no, it was Shmi. That was
Shmi was
brother.
But the son actually, he's got the son. But yeah, they could have done something like that. But I still really like the plot. Possibly a 3. Do you want to go left?
I mean, yeah, 3. It was okay, but then it's just been done, average.
Personally, and I know, I think it could be a good idea if they re-released The Rise of Skywalker with just a few alterations. Give us more Rose. There were some good Rose scenes they cut out. Give us everyone calling in and give us the Force Ghosts. Just those 3 things.
You're Dave Filoni.
Pardon? Dave Filoni wouldn't do that. I don't think Dave Filoni would want to direct a movie. He said he much prefers animation to live action. Next we have script. It wasn't anything spellbinding.
If I'm being completely honest, from what I can remember, it was all right. but I haven't watched it in so long.
Yeah,
I can't remember it.
There weren't any bits that were kind of stunning highs. There weren't any bits that were, terribly low.
There weren't any raping interrogated scenes.
That was a good scene. I liked that scene.
Yeah, I'm saying it's good.
Oh right, yeah. There were no kind of, I have the high ground. There were no kind of you and my brother Anakin stuff like that. But at the same time, mind you, that's kind of 1 in a million. But then again, there was also no kind of I like sand. It's coarse, rough, and irritating.
I don't like sand. You mean
that one? Anakin
Yeah.
does not like sand.
He does not like sand.
Which is why you should always bring pocket sand.
I have it in my notebook.
God. You have a notebook?
No, I was joking.
Oh.
In my head.
Your notebook in your head.
It's the most important fact. Anakin does not like sand.
Anakin.
Whenever Anakin comes round to my house,
does not like sand.
Whenever Anakin comes round to my house, I'm like, okay, Anakin
Clear
does
all the
not like
sand away.
sand. Yeah.
There's in the scene in Luke versus Vader in episode 6. At the point where Darth Vader says Obi-Wan has taught you well,
Luke is on the high ground.
Luke is not standing on something he says. Yeah, I mean that obviously wasn't intentional. But
it's
back,
funny.
It's also really intentional. It's like in a certain Darth Vader must have been just going PTSD. No, not again, not again. In fact, Obi-Wan, whenever he has the high ground, he wins. Literally, even in the Phantom Menace, when he was down the reactor shaft, looks like he had the low ground, doesn't it? Right?
Yeah, but he jumps up and gets the high ground.
Yeah, but okay. If you look in the Phantom Menace, when the ship comes out of Theed, it comes out from the bottom of the planet. So Theed's near the bottom of the planet. So that reactor shaft would have actually been pointing upwards. So Obi-Wan was technically.
There's no bottom of the planet though. In space, there's no bottom. There's no top.
He still had the high ground, Joe. Do not take this away from me.
Okay.
Script, I think again we could just set up for a 3. Does that seem fair?
Wasn't great, wasn't bad. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right.
Okay. To be fair, there was Ben, but that was kind of instant. It was like he's big bad.
Apart from the whole scene with Han.
Oh, we haven't even said what we're doing. We're doing character.
Yeah.
The
character development now.
Right.
I mean, there was kind of that whole super emotional scene with Han, where Ben imagined Han.
Yeah, but it's like he already did. Wait, it was imagination.
Yeah, it was a memory. Han wasn't a Force ghost, mate. That was a memory.
Okay.
Did you not know that until now?
Yeah.
That was super emotional.
Mm.
The thing is, we're never going to get kind of a huge, long turn simply because it's a 2.5 hour movie. They haven't got time.
And it was like.
To be honest, I think that's one of the things. Why Skywalker suffered from. It was too short.
And also in The Last Jedi, it was like, oh, he's not going to turn to the goods. He's bad forever. Then JJ's like, okay, we need to make his turn.
I'm glad they brought him back as Ben Solo. I think that was the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I think they should have made the Rise of Skywalker 3.5 hours. They should have made it longer. I think.
Yeah.
And also, I think they should have made the time span over which it lasted longer, because the whole thing took place in 16 hours. They should have made it take place over like a week or so.
16 hours.
16 hours, yeah. Because when you watch it in the cinema, it's just like, why is this so fast? Why is this so fast? Slow down. Oh my god, this is so fast.
It was like Mando's really well paced.
It's supposed to add tension, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
They should have just made the time period in the universe longer and made the actual movie itself longer.
Yeah.
And just focus a bit more on the details.
Mm.
I think character development. You have characters like Rose who had like 90 seconds in the whole thing.
Her development was pretty good.
If 90 seconds, that's literally nothing. In fairness, I think that there weren't many scenes that she was actually in that they could use, because a lot of the scenes she was in, if they'd been able to include the scene, she would have had like 5-10 minutes, which is actually quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But she had a lot of scenes with Leia, and so obviously they were reusing Carrie's footage from The Force Awakens.
Wait, how did she die in the end, Carrie Fisher? No, Leia. How did Leia die?
Gave her life force. That was it. Ben and Rey were fighting, and she knew the only way Ben would be able to turn back to the light side is if she basically gave her life force to Ben, and essentially reached out to him through the Force.
Wait, so she gave her life force to him? So it's not Ben, it's just Leia.
No, she kind of gave her goodness to him. I read what it was a while ago, and I honestly can't remember.
That just cheapens it, doesn't it? Because it's not actually him turning; it's just like cheat codes.
It's like because she died. It was still fully Ben turning. It was still fully Ben. It's because she died. It allowed Ben to turn or something.
No, right.
I can't. I need to rewatch the movie. I honestly can't remember. That's saying there was a lot of scenes with Rose and Leia.
Wait, so she died, so then Ben was able to turn on to the light.
Yes, I think so. Something along those lines. But as I say, because they were using Carrie's footage from The Force Awakens to do Leia, a lot of it actually didn't work properly, so they had to cut tons of the Rose stuff. There were still a few Rose scenes they decided not to include, which I'm a bit annoyed about.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rey's development in this movie was fine. She didn't change a huge. I mean, in fact, no, that's a lie. I mean, she went from kind of still wanting to know who her family was to being a Palpatine.
It was like she's a Palpatine and she didn't even care.
To being distraught. Well, no, she was pretty distraught about it because there was that whole scene on the Millennium Falcon with her and Finn.
Oh yeah,
and then
yeah.
And then she thinks she blows up Chewie.
Yeah, but it just went so quickly. I don't really notice that.
I think again we should have rewatched the movie.
Yeah, we should rewatch it.
Because I think there's a lot of stuff we're forgetting about.
Mhm.
And then she blows up Chewie, obviously, which is kind of dramatic.
LeMayo moment.
Pardon?
LeMayo moment.
Yeah. No, so I think she does struggle with being a Palpatine, and then obviously she kind of realizes being a Palpatine doesn't define her.
And then she goes for identity
and
fraud.
then she chooses to become a Skywalker to continue the legacy.
Because now you can identify as anyone.
Joe, don't do that. I think her choosing to become a Skywalker was 100% the right decision. I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It shows that your past doesn't necessarily define you. You can be proud of who you are. The Skywalkers were the first family she knew. You know, they were the family that took her in and tutored her and loved her and helped her. And yeah, I think her being a Skywalker. And also, you know, there's the
what about Solo family?
Well, yeah, but she didn't really have much interaction. Well, she had quite a lot of interaction with her.
No. When Han died, that was bigger than Luke.
Nah, I'm not sure. I think
her it was.
But I think Han, we generally kind of count Han as an honorary Skywalker. Yeah, like technically, Leia was a Solo, but we'd never call her Leia Solo. She's a Skywalker.
No, it's just because Skywalker is so much
more powerful than Solo.
Yes.
You know, so Solo doesn't really mean much. I mean, it does mean much, but
I mean, that's not even his real name.
Yeah. I think the characters were quite good in this. This movie made Ben Solo / Kylo Ren my favorite character in Star Wars. He's awesome. I love him so much.
I mean, like, if I'm being honest, I probably couldn't go more than the 3 though, because there was like Rey developed a bit, but like.
I was going to say 3.5.
3.25.
3.23. So 3.3, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
But they're like, it was kind of just mediocre. And one good character, which was Ben. Obviously.
If you want. And then finally we have Star Warsness. This movie was both very Star Warsy and
it was. Oh yes, it was very Star Warsy.
I think because there was a lot of fan service chucked in there, which made it pretty Star Warsy.
Yeah.
Because you had the whole redemption thing, you had all the ships coming, you had Palps, you had. I think it was actually very Star Warsy. You could dislike it, but it was pretty Star Warsy.
It was. It really was.
JJ. He may not make the best movies, but his movies are very kind of Star Warsy. You know, we said this a few weeks ago, thinking back to, you know, whenever I see clips from The Force Awakens, it just makes me so happy. Not because I necessarily love the movie, but just because that whole
Star
Force
Wars.
Awakens era just makes you feel so nostalgic.
Yeah,
It
I
just
know
makes
you
me so
mean.
happy, and I think JJ is really, really good at that. So Star Wars is, I think we should give it a
Dude,
4.
you didn't even see that in the cinema, did you?
Pardon?
You didn't even see that in the cinema.
I saw it in the cinema.
Yeah,
I
but
saw
wait, you weren't like, oh my god.
No, I saw it in a tiny cinema in Ambleside in the Lake District on December the 23rd.
We don't need to know all the details.
So like a week or so after it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that kind of Force Awakens makes me very nostalgic, and I think the Rise of Skywalker is very nice in Star Wars. I do enjoy it. It's got that aspect to it because I think it maybe doesn't bring things together as well as people would have hoped, but I think it does bring things together very well.
Yeah.
As I was saying with those 2 scenes earlier, the Force Ghost scenes and the call-in scenes, had they included those, it would have made it like even more Star Warsy.
Definitely.
And I do hope they release like a.
They should have had like Anakin's Force Ghost kind of give Rey strength.
I hope they do. I would like it for there to be like a director's cut, or something. No, not a director's cut, but like with added scenes. So they re-release it and put like extra scenes in it. It should be really cool. I think they did that with Endgame. I'm not sure. I mean, it's unlikely because it came out like 2 years ago now. Not 2 years ago, a year and a half. I still quite like it. I think it'll be fun. And yeah, well, I think one of the kind of fan edits I've seen is, you know, when Rey's pushing the Force lightning back at Palpatine to kill him.
Yeah.
With the lightsabers, it wasn't so in this fan edit. It wasn't just her pushing it back with the lightsabers. The Force Ghosts were using the Force to push the lightning back as well as Rey, so they were all working together. I think that would have been super cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So Star Wars is 4.
Oh, this is coming dangerously close to
Joe,
Revenge of the
trust me.
Sith.
I'm
really trying to be impartial here.
Joe, I'm looking at the stats. It's not close to Revenge of the Sith. Believe me.
Okay. Yes, 4.
Okay. 4. Okay.
No, but it is though.
It's not. Wait, where's Revenge of the Sith? Yes, no, it's not close. Because when we've got all that lot very, very close together, haven't we?
17.3. It's 17.3.
It's actually beaten The Last Jedi. Wow. So actually, The Rise of Skywalker, with 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 3.3 out of 5, and 4 out of 5. It's got a score of 17.3 out of 25. Which means out of 5, it has a score of 3.46.
I told you it was close. It was close. 11. Oh my god.
So this was our last analytical breakdown. So I can reveal that by our analytical breakdown standards, the In the Resistance HQ favourite movie is obviously Return of the Jedi. Score 4.059. In fact, no, I'll start from the bottom and go to the top. Our least favourite 12 is Attack of the Clones with 2.0884 out of 10.
Oh, I thought that was like the best movie out of all of them.
Then The Phantom Menace with 2.4512 out of 5. Then Solo: A Star Wars Story with 3.09 out of 5. Then A New Hope with 3.1 out of 5. Then The Last Jedi with 3.23 out of 5. Then The Empire Strikes Back with 3.2392 out of 5. Then The Force Awakens with 3.4448 out of 5. Then The Rise of Skywalker with 3.46 out of 5. Then Revenge of the Sith with 3.57498 out of 5. Then Rogue One with 3.58 out of 5. And then Return of the Jedi with 4.059 out of 5. So our list is Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, Solo, A New Hope, The Last Jedi, The Empire Strikes Back, The Force Awakens, The Rise of Skywalker, Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, and Return of the Jedi.
Now
So,
that is a lot of talking.
Yeah. So
Not listing.
That concludes our analytical breakdowns for Star Wars, or the Star Wars movies. And I think one of the things I like doing about this series is that, because it's nice to like get kind of our own list of our favorite Star Wars movies, but you and I, if we just did that in like an episode together, we'd never agree.
Yeah.
Because we're like, we like different things. So I think doing this, it allowed us to get Like,
Yeah, you want to disagree on this, or is Attack of the Clones?
what being the worst?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and we agree on Return of the Jedi being the best. I think.
For me, it's close to Revenge of the Sith. But yeah, it's the
Fair enough.
best.
Yeah, so I've enjoyed this series. It's gone on for quite a while, I think. But it's been fun.
It's been. I was gonna. Oh my god, we're in sync.
We are
We're in sync.
Joe. You and I, we are in sync.
We're not out of sync. We're in
next,
sync.
we're gonna be moving on to new stuff now. So
Today.
general. So our next episode will be kind of general purpose, kind of Star Wars ness, which is going to be a lot of fun.
What are we gonna do now? Without.
I don't think
Analytical
we're not going to do a
breakdown.
series.
Mhm.
But we are going to do just kind of general in universe, out of universe episodes.
Yeah.
And
Should we do like legend stuff? What would be cool?
Well, we could do that, but that will require a knowledge of legends, which I don't have.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I know a few things about legends, but like I know like the basics. So yeah, stay tuned for the things coming in the future, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Joe, have you got any last words?
Have a good day.
Any
Best I could come up with. I'm sorry.
Is that okay? So yeah, thank you for listening, guys. Be sure to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Follow our Instagram at ITRHQ and my YouTube channel, Astronaut Productions. May the force be with you. So I'll see you next time, and may the force be with you.
Also, with you.
Messed it up,
And,
Joe.
I know. And also, I know. May the force be with you.
Let's try that again. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. We got it.
Yeah.